Star Wars Rebels Season 2, Episode 11, A Princess on Lothal. Definitely an awesome episode coming back from the fall finale. First thing I want to say, if you guys have not seen the new Rebels trailer, it is insanely amazing. So definitely check that out. Like any trailer, it does spoil certain little things, but honestly, I thought it was worth it. I think it's kind of stuff that you knew was going to happen anyway. Some stuff is a little bit surprising, but it's not like holy crap, all of this stuff happens. One of the things was that Princess Leia was going to be in an episode, so I was looking forward to that. I wasn't expecting it to be this episode, but it was definitely fun. It was cool seeing Princess Leia coming back. And also, this is kind of weird. This is the first episode after The Force Awakens, which I did a review on that and everything. I'm sure you guys loved it. It was a great freaking movie, so I just want to throw that out there because I loved it. I believe the really big trailer that they have is called Star Wars Rebel, The Force Awakens trailer, to kind of just tie in a little bit with the film. But it's a great trailer. I highly recommend checking it out. Of course, if you prefer not knowing anything coming up, of course don't watch it, but it's so worth watching. It's a great freaking trailer. But this is a really fun episode. Like I said, I enjoyed seeing Princess Leia come in. It was fun to watch her be so coy in this episode, so coy and so cunning with the Empire, because that's something we never got in the movies. We always got just strong Princess Leia, where she was just like, I'm not telling you this or I'm not telling you that. But this was like her before it was guaranteed, like, she's definitely working with the rebels. This is still Princess Leia just being, a diplomat, and she's helping people who are, in need of help. And I love seeing her play that role where it's like she's very smart and she's thinking like, okay, I have to say this, I have to do that. And whole episode is like, alright, you gotta, I have to fight with you and stuff, like make it look good, act like you're kidnapping me and stuff like that. And it was just fun watching her be that character. And it's like, oh, you got my ship stolen. Like, oh, did you lose your ship as well? And she's just messing with this guy throughout the whole episode. And I was like, I love this version of Princess Leia, because it's something we never really got to see, because it's her before she's 100% classified as being a rebel. But I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. Her relationship with Kanan and Ezra was pretty interesting, where she's kind of, she's leading them in the beginning, and then she kind of realizes that they do definitely have their strength. They're not just, random guys, as rebels. They're actually skilled. And they have like a crazy fight scene at the end of the episode, which was definitely fun to watch. I was definitely worried that the one guy that helped them was going to die in this episode, but fortunately everybody survives. Everything worked out fine. Everyone in this episode did something. We got to see Hera, Chopper, Sabine. Zeb had probably the funniest moment the whole episode, when they were like, you gotta make it look good. It was just like, Kanan and Ezra come and make it look good. And he beat the crap out of them. I was laughing so hard I rewound it a couple times, because he just beat him in the face, and then Ezra's like, Kanan! And he just whacks him in the head and knocks him out. And I was laughing so much, I'm like, he just destroyed them. I'm like, man, he just really beat him up. Like, I think he hit Kanan like 3 or 4 times. I think he punched him and hit him in the head twice. And then he just swung his gun like a bat on Ezra, and he was done for. And I love that scene. It was so funny. He just knocked them out and put them in the ship. And I was like, man, they should have really hit him back, because he just messed them up so bad. But it was really funny. I love that scene. But it was fun. It was a really fun episode. I feel like it was such a fast-paced episode, and it was mostly an action episode, that I feel like there aren't too many like specific things to talk about. But I just really enjoyed it. It was a really fun episode. Like I said, Princess Leia was awesome in this, and I would love to see her come back very soon, because I love this version of her character where she's not, where she still has to hide the fact that she's working with the rebels. And the scene they have early on when their ship lands, and the guy's like, this unfortunate thing happens where all your ships seem to fall into rebel hands, so we're going to lock all your ships down and stuff. And I was like, okay, that of course added attention to how are they going to get out of this and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed that. This is a really random thing, but I enjoyed the fact, like, the guy who does the voice acting for, I believe he was an admiral, or maybe a general, or maybe even just a commander, whatever the guy's position was. That guy is the voice of Gaara from Naruto. So every time I heard him talk, I was like, oh, that's Gaara. So it was just kind of funny to me. But it was a really interesting episode. I enjoyed the action a lot. Just action's always really good. I think the coolest action sequence has to be Kanan chopping the legs off of a walker, which also learned a couple of cool things. For one, you can just slice straight through a walker with a lightsaber, which never seen that before. Not surprising or anything, but it just looked really cool when he did it. Like, he just jumped and he just slices one and then slices the other, and it just falls over. I got to see for the first time how they transport walkers, because I always kind of wondered how they transport certain things, and it was like, oh, that's how they do that. They're just on the ships, they put them on another ship magnetically, and then boom, they just drop them on the island, or they just drop them on the planet. I don't know why I said island, but they just drop them and they're there. And I was like, well, now I know that's how they do that. So a very minor thing, but I always wonder, like, how do they get those to the planets and stuff? So that was really fun to see. It was just like a random thing, like, huh, that's how they transport them, and that was really cool to me. We got to see them destroy walkers like crazy in this episode too. There were only two of them, but you know, they were shooting them. They were doing like kind of like bombing runs a little bit, trying to knock them down. That wasn't working. Kanan has to, you know, slice the legs off the first one. The older guy, he uses the other ship, Leia's other ship, as like the turbine to just blow him off, and that was really cool. And it was funny when I saw it, I was like, uh-oh, like they're about to get messed up. I thought they were gonna melt. I thought he was gonna basically be shooting out like fire and stuff, and it would like melt them and kill them. And then after I said that, the guy looked at his partner and he was like, uh-oh. And it was really funny. It was like, we said the exact same thing. But, you know, he shoots off and it just knocks the walker over just from sheer force. And I was like, this is really fun. Like, this is just really fun. Like, it was just a really fun fight for them to have. Going up against walkers. They took out a couple of stormtroopers, but oddly enough, the more... I felt like the real close-up stuff, which doesn't even make sense, was really against the walkers more than it was against the other stormtroopers. Like, they took out those two at the end of the episode when the walkers came down, and so Kanan and Ezra do take out the guys. But I was like, man, it feels like they're really, you know, the close-up stuff was really all on the two walkers, which I was personally fine with, because we don't get to see, personally, I feel like we don't see walkers nearly enough. I love walkers. They just look really cool to me. I've always loved, like, walkers and speeder bikes have always been like my two favorite vehicle-based things out of Star Wars. And the X-Wings look really sweet. I do love those too. I kind of like all the ships, I'll be honest. I don't like, you know, I like the X-Wings. I don't like any of the other ships or anything like that, like the A-Wings and stuff. I'm like, X-Wings just look really sweet to me. Everything else is kind of like, kind of just looks like a regular ship. It doesn't look super cool. But anyway, to the episode, really enjoyable, great action, great version of Leia, which I really hope we see a lot more of throughout this series. I don't know how much, you know, how long we're going to see it. With this being between episode 3 and 4, of course, if they continue to have her in the series, there has to be a point where we see the Empire recognize her as officially as a rebel. So that wouldn't happen for a couple of seasons, but I'd like to see that happen. I think that would be interesting to see what was the defining moment to say, this is when Princess Leia of Alderaan became officially a rebel in the eyes of the Empire. I'd like to see that in this show. That'd be really great. But really fun episode. Excited for the next one. Really excited. Like I said, the trailer just kind of blew my mind. So watch it, don't watch it. There's some really good stuff coming up, and I cannot wait till we get to it. So I'm looking forward to that. Of course, I want to know what you guys thought about this episode, so please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts, your least favorite parts. And of course, I have to ask what you guys thought of seeing Princess Leia in Star Wars Rebels. Did you like this version of her? Do you wish she did things a little bit differently, or just anything in general? Her look, her style, just the way they had the character interact with Kanan and Ezra, everything. I want to know what you guys thought about it. Obviously, I loved it. I want to see way more of this version of her, because it really does show, you know, how smart she is and how quick, you know, on her feet that she is. Because it's like all this stuff was happening at once. And it's like, okay, this I have to say, this I have to do, I have to act like I'm struggling with you. shoot me. I'll, set the blaster to stun. I was definitely about to say phaser. Set the blaster to stun and everything like that, which obviously very reminiscent of episode 4. She also shot 2 stormtroopers, which really made me think of A New Hope as well, when she, of course, does in the beginning of the movie, even though she only shot 1. But I loved how they did her character, but I want to know what you guys thought about it and the episode in general, so please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.